Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Engadget, OpenAI has rolled out a significant update to GPT 5.5 Instant, the default and most used free model behind ChatGPT. Originally introduced as the default model in May, GPT 5.5 Instant initially reduced hallucinations by 52.5% and factual errors by 37.3% during testing. The latest upgrade focuses on improving the model's ability to understand context and adapt to user queries. OpenAI states that the chatbot is now more capable of identifying the underlying goals of a task and carrying context across multiple back-and-forth turns. If users refine their questions or push back on responses, the model will adapt more effectively instead of simply repeating past answers. Additionally, it can process complex multi-point queries and deliver comprehensive responses. The update also enhances location awareness, allowing ChatGPT to provide better local recommendations, such as restaurants and businesses, while traveling, and to present images when helpful. Overall, responses should look and feel more natural, cohesive, and less templated. According to a report by Liberty Times, Hong Kong's National Security Police conducted a raid in the Sham Shui Po district, searching the independent Hunter Bookstore and arresting 2 individuals. The arrested suspects are Wong Man Hin, a 33-year-old former Civic Party district councilor who runs the bookstore, and a 32-year-old man. The police accuse them of violating the Safeguarding National Security Ordinance, also known as Article 23, by committing acts with seditious intent, as well as violating the Organized and Serious Crimes Ordinance for money laundering. Authorities claimed the bookstore displayed and sold publications aimed at inciting hatred against the Hong Kong government, judiciary, and law enforcement agencies. Additionally, police alleged that the suspects received financial assistance and multiple remittances from foreign political organizations. If convicted, the suspects face severe penalties with maximum sentences of up to 7 years for sedition and 14 years for money laundering. The arrests highlight the ongoing tightening of national security controls in Hong Kong. According to a report by Linhai Xiaobao, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, issued a stern warning on Thursday, stating that safe passage through the strategic Strait of Hormuz is only possible via routes designated by Iran. The IRGC Navy declared that any newly proposed shipping routes announced without prior coordination with Tehran are entirely unacceptable and pose severe security risks. The military group further warned that it would take decisive action against any vessels violating these established regulations. This development comes amid escalating regional tensions. Just a day prior, U.S. President Donald Trump told reporters at the White House that the issue of vessel transit fees in the Strait of Hormuz remains a non-negotiable red line for the United States in its negotiations with Iran. Trump emphasized that setting a precedent of paying such fees would be unacceptable and a complete game changer. The warnings from both sides highlight the ongoing friction between Washington and Tehran, as the U.S. administration simultaneously seeks a massive supplemental budget to fund potential military contingencies related to Iran. According to CBS News, the U.S. Senate rejected a procedural motion to advance a resolution sponsored by Democratic Senator Tim Kaine, which aimed to restrict President Donald Trump's authority to wage war against Iran. The vote failed 5-47, marking a major victory for the president and Senate Republican leadership. The vote followed a narrow passage of a separate non-binding war powers resolution in the Senate just 1 day prior. which had the support of 4 Republicans. However, the momentum shifted after President Trump voiced strong discontent during a tense lunch meeting with Republican senators, during which he reportedly had a heated exchange with Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy. The battery cookum. Following the meeting, several key Republicans reconsidered their positions. Senator Cassidy received a briefing at the White House from Vice President J.D. Vance and voted against the resolution. Meanwhile, Senator Rand Paul, who historically supported restricting executive war powers, voted present to grant the president negotiating leverage. This political victory comes as Trump recently signed a 60-day ceasefire extension with Iran, aiming to start nuclear negotiations and resolve a conflict that polls indicate most Americans feel was not worth the cost. According to a report by the Liberty Times, French President Emmanuel Macron and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni are scheduled to meet in the coastal resort of Antibes, France, in an effort to ease strained relations between their two countries. The French presidency stated that the summit presents an opportunity to deepen bilateral cooperation in several strategic areas, particularly defense, nuclear energy, and aerospace, emphasizing that both nations need each other. During the summit, the two leaders are expected to sign a defense roadmap highlighting the jointly developed SAMP-C air defense system, which has already been delivered to Ukraine. They will also sign a nuclear energy cooperation agreement and a project plan for a European satellite communications center. Although Macron, a pro-EU centrist, and Meloni, who leads a conservative and far-right coalition, are not natural political allies, they have consistently made efforts to improve ties. Experts note that despite lingering policy differences, this meeting represents a mutual desire to foster a more stable and cooperative relationship. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.